Imagine your mom or dad has an emergency while they're home alone. It's the exact scenario that keeps so many of us with aging parents up at night. They've had a fall, a sudden dizzy spell, or are having some other medical event, and they can't get to the phone for help. Every minute that ticks by is a minute you have no idea that something is terribly wrong. That feeling of helplessness is something millions of us grapple with every day. We want our loved ones to have their independence and enjoy the comfort of their own home. But that freedom is always shadowed by a nagging fear. What if they need help and no one is there? For decades, the go-to answer for this fear has been the medical alert pendant. We all know the line from the commercials. I've fallen and I can't get up. And while those devices were revolutionary and have saved lives, they come with a huge, often dangerous flaw. The reality is that a lot of seniors just don't wear them 24/7. They take them off to sleep or forget to put them on after a shower, which, statistically, is one of the most common places for a fall. And some folks, proud of their independence, simply don't want to wear a medical device all day. This creates a critical and unpredictable gap in their safety net. Then you have smartphone apps, which are basically panic buttons on a screen. They're a step up, sure, but they still completely depend on the senior being conscious, able, and close enough to their phone to unlock it. Open an app and hit a button. If a fall leaves them disoriented or unable to move, that digital panic button is just as useless as a phone charging across the room. Section 1. The modern solution. But what if their safety didn't hinge on them remembering to wear a device? What if it didn't require them to press a button at all? What if, in a crisis, the room itself could call for help?
Critically, it has no cameras.
A few years ago, a system came out that did exactly that. And honestly, it was brilliant. It wasn't just an app, but a service that turned a common smart speaker into one of the most powerful and seamless safety nets for seniors living alone. It was called Alexa Together. You've almost certainly heard of Alexa, Amazon's voice assistant in Echo smart speakers. The Alexa Together service was a subscription that linked an Echo device in your loved one's home to an app on your smartphone, creating a direct line for communication, alerts, and automatic emergency response. It was specifically designed to bridge the gap between a senior's independence and a family's peace of mind. And the way it worked is what made it so different from everything before it. But here's the frustrating part. As of 2024, Amazon has discontinued the Alexa Together service. So today, we're going to talk about what made it such a game changer and why its disappearance leaves a huge hole in the world of senior tech. Understanding what it did right is key to knowing what to look for next. Section 2, Feature 1, Automatic Trouble Detection. The truly revolutionary feature of the Alexa Together ecosystem was its ability to automatically detect a fall without the person having to wear or press anything. This wasn't science fiction. It worked by integrating with discrete third-party hardware. One of the most impressive compatible devices was from a company called Vayar. The Vayar Care is a small, unassuming box you'd mount on the wall in a high-risk area like a bathroom. Critically, it has no cameras. It used contactless, low-power radar imaging to monitor the room, learning the environment to tell the difference between someone sitting down, lying in bed, or a sudden hard impact that looks like a fall. This completely removed the single biggest point of failure in older systems: human error. Your loved one didn't have to remember to wear anything. They just lived their life. If they fell, the Vayar device would detect it and immediately signal the Amazon Echo. Alexa's voice would then ask clearly if the person needed to call for help. If they said no, the alert was canceled. But if they said yes, or more importantly, if they were unconscious or couldn't respond, the system automatically escalated and called for help. That automatic trigger was the key. Section 3, Feature 2, 24/7. Urgent response and instant family alerts. So what happened when that call for help was triggered? This was the second pillar of the system. The call didn't go straight to 911. Instead, it connected to Amazon's dedicated 24/7 urgent response team. These were trained professional agents available around the clock. An agent's voice would come through the Echo speaker, allowing them to speak with your loved one, assess the situation, and provide reassurance. They could determine the level of emergency and then dispatch an ambulance, the fire department, or the police. At the exact same time, the moment an urgent response call started, Alexa Together sent a notification straight to the caregivers, smartphone, and anyone else in the circle of support. This meant you and your siblings could be alerted the second an incident was detected. You were no longer in the dark. You got an immediate alert that an event had happened and a professional team was already on it. This feature alone transformed the caregiver experience from one of constant anxiety to one of informed confidence. Section 4, Feature 3, Preserving Independence and Dignity. Perhaps the most humane part of this system was how it empowered seniors and respected their dignity. Living with a constant, plastic reminder of one's fragility around your neck can be demoralizing. The Alexa Together system, especially with a contactless sensor like Veyar, just blended into the background of daily life. The technology was there, silent and vigilant, but not intrusive. The system also empowered them with choice. At any time, they could simply say, "Alexa, call for help." Their voice was the trigger. This active command gave them a sense of control over their own safety. Beyond emergencies, the Echo device was still a useful companion they could use to ask for the weather, listen to the news, or make hands-free calls to family. The Caregivers app also respected this balance. It had a high-level activity feed that wouldn't show what your parents said to Alexa, but would give a gentle, privacy-respecting signal that they'd interacted with their device. It was simple, passive reassurance, without ever needing to make that just checking in call. Now, Amazon has since launched a replacement service called Alexa Emergency Assist, but it currently lacks the key integration with automatic fall detection, hardware like Veyar, which was the most powerful piece of the puzzle. The concept behind Alexa Together was fundamentally changing what it means to age in place safely. It used smart connected technology to provide a safety net that was both more reliable and more respectful of a person's independence. While this specific service is gone, the need for it is stronger than ever. The idea of a home that can automatically and discreetly call for help is the future of senior safety. As you look for solutions for your own family, keep this model in mind. Look for technologies that are passive, that don't require your loved one to change their behavior, and that put their dignity first. The goal isn't to trade independence for safety, but to use technology to let them have both.
All systems secure.
A service like Alexa Together represented a brilliant step forward, helping to bridge that gap between independence for our parents and peace of mind for those of us who love and worry about them. It showed us what was possible. Even though it's no longer available, it set a new standard for what we should demand from technology that cares for our loved ones. For more reviews and deep dives into technology that helps seniors and their families live safer, more connected lives, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.